Hey, welcome back to Vox Terra. Welcome back. The show's purpose it is to help lift us out of our culture war and start to focus on the long-term survival of the species. That's a great goal, isn't it? Key to doing that is creating a green consciousness or an environmental consciousness. It sure is. If we keep poisoning ourselves and superheating the planet, how's it going to work? So today we take a look at an actual conversation, or based on an actual conversation, where Benny took Junior to the orthodontist and how he slipped in some good talking points, but actually he tangled up with a real-life climate denier. That hasn't happened in years now, but it happened this time. Professor Finroy will provide us with citations. Yukon Jack will offer occasional narration. And now, let's eavesdrop on Benny and the orthodontist. Benny? I knew it when I first saw the orthodontist. He just looks like a climate change denier.
Don't talk politics, Uncle Benny. I'm worried it might not go well if you do that.
So, how'd you think to become an orthodontist? I mean, what's your story?
Well, Benny, when I was young, I wanted to be a lumberjack. But I got an older brother who I resent, and he went to dental school. And I says, how am I gonna outdo him? I'll be an orthodontist. But the forest, that's where my heart is.
Well, him and I got something in common. So, you notice how the woods are changing?
Yeah, they've been building up a lot in there now, and all this new developments.
When I was little and we went camping, you could really see the night sky. Why, them stars were so bright.
You know, Benny, I think they used to be brighter.
Yeah, it's all the light pollution. Yukon Jack here. Benny found some commonality with the orthodontist when it came to love of the forests and concern about light pollution. Well, now, what is light pollution anyhow? Professor Finroy? Yes, we can simply say that light pollution is the blocking out of the stars and moon, or dimming of the stars and moon from all the artificial lighting offered by the suburban and urban development. But when Benny had to slip in the reference to climate change, the conversation took a turn. You know, it's not just that, but the woods, they're crawling with ticks now in much of the Northeast and the Midwest, in ways they didn't used to be.
Ugh.
And that's a result of this here global warming or climate change. What happens is, as it warms up and the winters are less consistent than they was in the past, these here ticks and some of the bark beetles are getting footholds, bringing new diseases with them.
Light pollution, that one's a real one. But, this here climate change.
Boy, when Benny mentioned ticks, he sure could use the Professor Finroy to provide us with a citation. Professor?
Is that a picture of a feller getting stung by a mosquito or bit by a mosquito and a tick?
It is, Rusty, it is. The main point from this is here we see at the Center for Disease Control website. The headline simply reads, Climate change increases the number and geographic range of disease-carrying ticks.
Oh, that's pretty yucky.
It is, Rusty, it is.
They got 100 scientists to say this is not climate change.
What, 100 scientists? Wait a minute here. I mean, you think you can really just dump billions of tons of fossil fuels into the atmosphere, burning them, and it's just not going to do anything? Professor Finroy? Yes, it's all here on the NASA website. Thank you, Yukon. The Earth's atmosphere has heated up nearly 1.8 Fahrenheit, or nearly 2 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880. Let that sink in. Remember it. And as it says here, multiple studies published in peer-reviewed journals show that 97% or more of active publishing climate scientists agree. The climate warming trends over the past century are extremely likely due to human activities. There is a consensus. Now, what you want to do here, Doc, is you want to take your cues from the environmental groups. Instead of listening to the media, it's owned by business interests.
These environmental groups, Benny, they're part of a plot at the UN that's tricking you to take away national sovereignty.
No. Do they mention to you these new media outlets you're listening to? Or do they mention that the environmental groups opposed NAFTA? They also opposed the TPP. So how's standing against these big trade agreements? How's that taking sovereignty away? They leave that part out, don't they?
I didn't know that.
Look, right here at the Sierra Club's own website, they show that a coalition of environmental and labor groups opposed and helped stop the TPP. Well, that conversation got a lot more painful for Benny, and Junior, I must say, before it got better. But for today, Matt, some easy talking points for you. Global warming isn't just gloom and doom in the near future, it's disrupting our climate systems right now. And one way it's doing that is the spread of ticks and other disease-bearing insects in areas where they didn't used to exist. Lyme's disease. Now it's more difficult to go out in the woods and simply enjoy life. Also, people like to say that environmental groups are part of some nefarious conspiracy. Well, what's more likely? The conspiracy is on the side of the fossil fuel interests. Look, the media doesn't tell you that environmental groups oppose NAFTA and the Trans-Pacific Partnership all along. We cite that right to the Sierra Club website itself. And lastly, Benny pointed out that you can't burn tons and tons of fossil fuels and dump them in the atmosphere each year and think it won't do anything. It has to do something. So when you go out in the world, please help spread the word. And until next time, like, subscribe, comment, and peace be with you.
Peace be with you.